How are we doing, everybody?
Hola.
Welcome to another episode of Get Jiggly With It.
He's with. He's
I'm
with.
Will. She's Oddity. And what are we playing today?
Comic Hunters.
And how do you say that in Brazilian?
I
In
don't.
Portuguese?
I don't know.
Comic Hunters, because that didn't get translated.
that
That's
was-
actually. See, look at the box. It says jogo de tabuleiro sobre coleccionar quadrinhos. Quadrinhos. We would need her sister to habla that para nosotros porque no habla portuguesa.
Portugués.
Portuguesa.
No sabe
Portugués. No sabe. ¿Sí? No habla español muy bien también. All right, but we are playing Comic Hunters. Comic Hunters is a card game by Bucaneiros, who no longer is making games. I was able to pick up this plus another Marvel game called Web Warriors, Web Hunters, Web something. It's a Spider-Man game. We'll play it on the channel at some point. But they are only printed in Portuguese, which is not Spanish, even though it sounds a lot like it. So I was hoping that he would habla. Unfortunately, no. But luckily, somebody up on BGG had put up a English rulebook, and then Zen is a guy right now working on the English rulebook, and that's the copy we're using. And he's done, from what other people say, is a lot better job than the original. I didn't look at the original rulebook. Most of the game is language independent because you're basically just picking up cards and creating collections, and everything on the cards is in English, at least here. The Spider-Man game, everything's in Portuguese, so I'll have to translate those at some point. With that said, let me go ahead and I'll flip over the camera. I'll give a brief rundown of the game because the game modes change as the game progresses, and it's kind of hard for me to give examples when I can't, it's not set up, right? It's not because we're not in that phase of the game yet. But there we go. We are set up for a two-player game of Comic Hunters, and why is that?
Because there are two Comic Hunters.
Yes, there are two Comic Hunters. So in Comic Hunters, we are trying to collect the most vast and greatest comics in a collection of ours. Yes. Let me read the flavor text because that's probably much better than what I just said. After extensive searches through flea markets, specialized stores, auction websites, and comic conventions, you managed to acquire a significant collection of your favorite Marvel hero comic books. Well, almost all of them. You are still missing some rare fundamental issues in your collection. The first appearance of your favorite villain, the special issue that marks the hero's trajectory, the debut of a new uniform, the memorable confrontation with the archenemy, and the highly sought after #1 issue. Although you know where to locate them, you're aware you're not the only one pursuing these treasures. Can you successfully obtain these comic books and earn the title of the greatest Marvel comic book collector of all time? 1 to 4 players, 14 plus, 60 minutes, which means 3 hours for me and Adri. But yeah, so in Comic Hunters, we're trying to get the most complete comic collection. We will earn victory points by having collections, sets of collections based on the most popular comics. So you can see right now, Hulk is the most popular, Spider-Man and Captain America are second, and then the least popular is Thor, Doctor Strange, and Black Widow. At the beginning of the game, for a two-player game, we had to take out 2 of the heroes. So Iron Man and Black Panther and their cards had to get removed. Now, if Black Panther, Iron Man are in a comic with somebody else, those get to stay. So it's only their solo issues that had to be removed. The second way you can get victory points is by diversity. So by having variance or variable amount of issues, you will get additional points there. So if you have 3 different collections, if you have 10 different, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different collections. The final way, well, there's other ways you get points to it. The next way is the highlights, or basically the what feature is in the comic, right? Was it the first appearance? Was it a #1 issue? And so forth. So for example, right now we have #1 issue. I forget what that little symbol is. Hang on, let me go to the symbols. First appearance. Those are the 2 default ones. For your first game, you want to play this way, it says, and then after that, you can just choose any 3. And then the diamond is a special edition issue, so it's a special edition. The 2 that got removed was a new look and epic battle. Those got taken out. Those are going to go up as we create our collections because they're going to have those symbols, and based on the rarity, whether it's a 1, 2, or 3 rarity, it's going to go up the track accordingly. So for example, if you have a number 1 issue that is in the 3, which are the oldest comics, then you're going to be able to go up 3 spots on that particular track when you add it to your collection. The rest of the points, I don't know, because this is still the score tracker thing is still in Portuguese. Let's see here. That is the solo mode. That is not scoring. That is the 2-player mode. That is not scoring. Let's see if we got everything. Size of your collection. Yep, we talked about that. Based on the heroes you have. Variety of the collection. We talked about that as well. The highlights. We talked about that. The secret stash. So in one of the places we visit, which is the auction house, we are going to have to bid. So we have our secret stash here. Basically, it's the comics that we have that we're going to be basically putting up to gain other comics. Secret stash, for those of you who don't know, is Jane, Silent Bob, and then of course a secret stash up in New Jersey, comic book store. But any that you have left over at the end of the game also count towards victory points. Now I'm trying to figure out why this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primero desataque, segundo desataque, tercero desataque. Okay. Oh, that's right. We count each one of the 3 tracks. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. So the way this works is on our itinerary, we have different places we're going to visit each day. So there's 3 days that we're going to play over, or 3 rounds. The first day we're going to go to the store, then we're going to go to flea market, convention, then we're going to assemble our collections. Second day, then we're going to store, the auction website, the convention, and assemble. And then last day we're going to the flea market, auction website, convention, and assemble as well. So the store, basically in a 2-player game, is a drafting. We'll each draw 7 cards. We'll take a card, we'll discard a card, and then hand the other 5 cards to the opponent, to our left or right. Well, it's 2 players. And the higher player counts, it's slightly different, but that's how we're going to play. We keep doing that until we each have a set of cards in our hand. That's the end of the store. The next is the flea market. So whoever's the first player gets to go first at the flea market. The flea market will have 3 rows of cards, or that we'll set up, 1, 2, 3. We will then be able to either choose a card to add to the flea market or take one of the flea market rows, right? In the case of us, it's going to be limited to 4 wide, and then it would be 3 rows high. Yeah, 3 rows of cards. First with 4 columns at most. Second, okay. The top row will be able to have 4 comics. The second row can only have 3 comics. And the last row can only have 2 comics. So that's a difference for a 2-player. The next place is the auction website. So that is where we're going to be able to use our secret stash to bid on the comics that are up in the auction. In a 2-player game, we're only going to have an auction with 4 comics in it and an auction with 3 comics in it. So the turn order at that point will be the second player gets to go first on the auction, and then the first player goes first on the convention. They will get to bid on whichever lot they want out of the 2, and then I can counterbid, or either can counterbid, and back and forth we go until one of us says, okay, I'm out. They will pay that many comics from their stash. They will get that lot, and then the other player that didn't win the auction gets the other lot, and will have to pay times the number of comics. So it's, unless there's comics that you really want in the auction, you don't want to probably bid over 4 if there's 4 comics, or 5 maybe if you just really want it. But going into 6 or 7 can start to hurt you, because you're going to lose points at the end of the game. Plus, your opponent is going to only pay the difference, right? So if it's a 4 comic lot left, they're just paying 4. If it's a 3 comic lot left, they're just going to pay 3. And then the last thing is the convention. So the convention is set up at like a convention hall, I guess, right? And it's kind of like one of those slide puzzle games. So you're going to have a square that we're going to have to set out a grid. It's going to be kind of tight because this game's taking up a little room on this one. And you're going to be able to slide the cards around to get like characters together because you're going to be able to draw the they show a picture in here. You can be able to draw that row or column. So basically here, if you take this Black Widow comic and moved it up here, then you'd be able to take all the Black Widow comics in that row. I think that is it. We have to decide who goes first.
I don't want
I'm double checking the convention because the convention's kind of weird.
So I'm gonna roll the 20-sided extra lives die
Yeah.
for Children's Miracle Network because we support the niños with donations, and you can also support them with donations using the links down below.
Yep. So we will have some different giveaways, some different milestones that we will be doing throughout the year. So make sure that you go down and click that link, donate para los niños early and often.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Audrey is going to roll. Hopefully she doesn't destroy the comic book shop.
I didn't.
She did not.
6.
Okay, so it's column
9?
or row.
What the?
With the dot at the bottom, that is a 6. That is even. That means Audrey gets to go first.
I don't know what to do.
Audrey does not know what to do. That's okay. I will help you. But Audrey is the first player. She gets Stan Lee's glasses.
Oh, they Stan Lee's
glasses. All right. So again, in a 2-player game, so the first thing we're going to go into is the store. So we each get 4, 5, 6, 7. We each get 7 comics from the store. Wow. All right, so these are our starter comics, and we get to choose one and then discard one.
Do we have icons, definitions, explanations?
No, they're just for the points. So you're looking for these icons because that's what's on.
I have an eye.
Then it doesn't do anything this game. It would do something in a different game because, like I said, this is variable setup. You select the tokens at random. And then to discard. I'll discard that one.
I'll discard. No. This one. And I said discard. Discard forever?
Yeah, just wherever.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, hang on. Let me double check that doesn't get. They might get shuffled in here. Hang on. Let me double check. Oh, this says then there are no more cards left, which is not going to happen in a 2-player game. So in a 2-player game, it says return to the game box. So yeah, discard. Okay. Where's yours?
Me card on my deck.
Nope. Swap. This is drafting, so we're going to keep going back and forth, adding.
So
cards.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. We just keep doing this until there's no cards left, it says. And whatever's left is what is left. All right, so that was going to the store. So if you want to move our little check mark down to the flea market, we are now going to the flea market. So in the 2-player flea market, yeah, okay. So we need to start the flea market row. So one, so make sure we get these all staying on the camera. So this row can go up to 2. This row can go up to 3. And this row can go up to 4. I get to go first because the way the second player goes is it alternates, but it doesn't alternate. It's really weird. So I think I'm going to add. So there's really no, you don't really want to take them right now because you only get 1. So I'm going to add a comic. I'm going to add that to.
It's 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm.
And here I want to
Add or take. If you take, that's all. That's the end for you. And then I can just keep adding myself, and I can just keep adding more and more comics until I feel like I got the comics I want.
But not from here.
No. This is just off to the side now. From number 2. Yep.
And if I look at it and
no, you look at it. You have to look at it. This is you're adding it to.
If I look at it, I have to place it here.
You can't take it. It has to always be placed. Yes.
Yeah, I mean I cannot change my opinion, my decision.
Oh well, yeah. There really wouldn't be a reason to, but yeah. Poquito. Yep. Do I push my luck? Or do I push your luck? Why not? I'm going to push my luck. Now, you have 2 options again. You can draw, which adds 1 more to this row, or you can go ahead and take a row.
A row, are we saying? A row? A row.
This way. So this can still go up to 4. So that's what I was saying. That's your choice whether or not you want to add another card to it to make it 4, which may make it more attractive for me, and I might take it, or just take one of the rows now. Let me double check. You don't get to add and take. If I remember, I read the rules a couple times, but I was at work when I read them. Yeah, 1 of 2 actions. Yep. So you get to take 1 of the 2 actions. So you either place a card or take a row.
I'm gonna take this.
All right. Which, yeah, that stops me from being able to add 1 because I can't add 1 here because that's row 3. So I will go ahead and take row 3. Then that gets added.
Combined?
Yeah, it just gets added to your hand. The comics that did not get taken, let me double check. These ones go into the auction, if I'm not mistaken. It's weird that those don't go into the auction too. I guess because they're low level green cards, and you wouldn't go to an auction for a low level green card. Single player taking the cards. No, this one doesn't say they go back in. Choose a row. The row you choose can only be filled with cards. As soon as all players have taken the... And yeah, this one doesn't say to put it in there. What do you do with the extra cards? Because yeah, some of them say put it in. It says put the leftover cards in there. Like the auction web, I think the auction website and the convention says put the cards back into the deck. This one doesn't say that. It just says, okay, everybody takes a row, but in a 2-player game, there's an extra row. Because in a 4-player game, you'd only have 4 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody would just take their row. Although in a 3-player game, you'd have an extra row. What would you do with the extra cards? Oh, here we go. All comic book cards in the row. It's in the 2-player. It says it. All comic book cards in the row that have not been chosen will be added to the convention deck. Okay. So in the 2-player game, it actually says, but in the 3 and 4, it doesn't say what to do with the extra row of cards. Which there would be an extra row of cards with the 2-player as well, or with the 3-player as well. Okay. So that is that. That is that. So then we are going to the
Next
convention. Technically, we did the flea market backwards. I forgot the store was not a particular player going first because it's simultaneous. So you technically should have done the flea market first. So I guess we'll pretend like I'm first player then. So that means you get to go first in the convention, which is what I am currently shoveling. So in the convention, we are going to set up a row of 20 cards. It is 5 by 5, so this is why I was setting it up.
This?
Yeah. So 1, oops,
Convention.
2, 3, 4. You have to move your cards, por favor. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5. Five. Key. On a key. On a key. Okay. All right. So the way this works is you will, you can move any card as far as you want. Right now we're kind of limited because we're stuck with this thing in the middle. Then you will take or choose a hero in a row or column and take all of that hero in the row or column. And we will do that, I think, 2 times. Yeah, so it will end when all players have taken cards twice. So you get to go, then I get to go, then I get to go again, and then you get to go. So it's one of those snake drafts, right? So you get to go first. So you can move any card, and then that'll allow you to take all of that card in that row or column. Mm-hmm. So this is like I said, this is the one that reminds me of them slider puzzles. And unfortunately, sorry, you guys can't see the bottom row. There's not enough room for the camera. I could have zoomed. If I zoomed out more, then we could, but then it was like a big empty table.
So I need variation, but I also need combos.
Yeah, you want to be able to make sets of comics. So you want to be able to complete, because you can only carry 2 cards over into the next round, and this is the end of this round before we have to assemble our comics. So you're going to want to try to make sets. You take all
like the same comic, the same character,
yes.
Same hero. How many times?
2, minimum 2 to make a set. You don't start scoring until 3, but 2 is the minimum you need to make a set. This round, it's most important because we have no sets. In future rounds, you could have one of a comic because you can just add it to an existing set.
Only one dog.
Which character? You have to choose a character.
Oy.
That's why I was wondering why you moved Doctor Strange. Yeah, you take a character. You pick one hero and you get the hero, all the heroes in that column.
So wait, if I move this one, I can get only Captain America, or I select from that column I move.
No,
Entiendo.
you try to move a comic to give you more of that comic in that row, if you can, right? So if you want Hulk, there's already 2 Hulks in that. If you don't use this for a Spider-Man, there's already 2 Hulks in this row. So it would be, could you get another Hulk into that row? You can't. I mean, the middle is next to impossible to move anything else into. But if you needed Thor, you could move Thor down here and you'd be able to get 2 Thors, right? Similarly here, there's 1 Hulk. If you move that Hulk up, then you would have 2 Hulks, right, that you could take. So you're really just trying to line up as many of the same books together that you can, so you can get as many of them at one time as you can.
Wow.
So same thing here. Like if you move this way, right, then you'd have 2 Doctor Strange.
Awesome.
Anonymous donated $1, $18 via Extra Life.
Anonymous.
Gracias, Anonymous.
Gracias.
You're awesome, is what he says.
Awesome. Fine. Okay. Give me one moment.
And this is I think when it says it's a 60-minute game, this is I think the part of the game that takes the longest is figuring out this little slide puzzle. Because yeah, I mean I'm in kind of in the same boat. It's like, okay, what do I move and who do I want to take? And the same thing, you can look at the value. See, blue, red are the more valuable comics.
Oh.
It's not supposed to stress you out. I think the problem is right now it's like almost any of the rows is going to give you 2, so it's like, is moving anything going to get you any extra? Right?
But if I move this one, I only get 1. No.
Yeah.
Mama.
Again, you can move the outside too. You're just looking at the 4 in the book. You can move the outside too.
It would be only the ones that have space to move.
Yeah, it'd be these 2, those 2. Yeah.
Spider-Man. I choose.
Okay. Yep. So you get 3 Spider-Man.
But does it still
It has
still
a Spider-Man
count?
symbol, so it still counts. Yep. All right. Well, that kind of ruined what I was going to do, because I was going to do Spider-Man también. Necesita más Spider-Man.
I mean, that Hulk also counts as Hulk. It makes.
You choose which one you want to go to. Audrey Brain. Full of Spanish. Audrey's. Will, is there anyone in there? Hola. Okay. Oh, and Peter, good news for you. I am not going to be able to get my Marvel Zombies painted by next Tuesday, so we'll be playing Marvel Uno instead. So good news for you. I do need Capitan Americas. Capitan. Move Capitan to here. I can get 2 Capitans.
Oh, so I did something good for you. I opened space.
Maybe. Can I get más Capitans? No, solo Capitans. Okay, so I'm going to move Capitan aquí.
How many can
as
you
far
move?
as it can move, as long as it's got open space to move it. It's an oddity.
How many times are we going to do this?
We do twice. We draw twice. So that was and then I get to go a second time because it's 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, so we just take turns. And I need. Okay, I can only hold 2 cards.
Huh? How many can we have?
At the end, when you're done making your collections, you can only hold 2. So I'm going to do this key, and I'm going to take Black Widow. Okay. Tu turno. Okay, side note, you hit your goal in Extra Life, $200 goal. Woohoo! So we can. So they will let us know that we can order our shirts, and I actually have to reach out to them directly. So I did ask. I said, So we've always only ever ordered one shirt because that's all they let you order. But I actually asked on social media, I'm like, there's 2 of us, which is rare. Most Extra Life people, it's by themselves. Maybe there's a group, but they probably each have their own page. And I told them, I said, the problem with that is it splits our donations. People don't know where to go donate. They're only going to click the link that we post, on the YouTube. So they said just once we reach the goal to reach out to them before we order, so that way we can get 2 shirts.
I want Thor.
Thor? Ooh, that's a lot of Thors. Is 3?
Sí.
3 Thors. Okay. So that is it. We are done with the convention. So now we go to the assemble stage. Avengers Assemble. Amor, necesito. You're the Chucky marking
I'm
person.
game mover.
All right. Now, I forgot to mention this because this was I forgot myself. In order to create a collection, you have to pay with other cards from your hand.
What?
So, whatever the value of that comic is, you have to use the other comics in your hand to pay for it. So, if you want to pay for a 3, a 3, and a 3, you'll need to discard 9 total.
Which is the
number at the bottom.
bottom?
Let me double check where these go. If these go into the... These go back into that. I think these go back into the convention stack. Yeah, so all comic books cards discarded in this step are added to the convention deck. And you guys only need another 50 to do a board game giveaway. Woo! What's will it be? Who knows? I'd say if I can find the rest of the Marble Uno, I'm definitely buying all that if that ever shows up in the store and there's like 2 copies of each character, I'm buying all of the characters because we'll be doing the other ones for giveaways. All right, so we do this simultaneously.
What are we doing? Paying?
We're building our collections. Yep. So
Of the same collection is the same.
Collection is the same. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So I'm going to do this, which is 3, 6, 7. So I need to pay 7 to do that. 2, 3, 4, 6, and you don't get change either. That's the only. That's the problem. You don't get change. So if you overspend, you've overspent.
So how many sets can I buy?
As long as you can afford it. A set is minimum 2 comics. So I think I'm going to bring this one back.
And it gives me more points 6. If I do more. If my collection is 3 or 4.
Yes. Of the same character, yes. You get more points. You don't start scoring until you have at least 3.
Can I put them down and...
Well, you're gonna have to figure out the math, and I highly doubt. I'm trying to figure out if I can even make 2, because doing it with high value comics is expensive at the beginning, right? Because so if I get rid of that, that's 4. See, I need to do 6, 5, 6. So I can't do that. I want to do that. That's 3.
And the more collections I have, the better.
For the variety bonus. Yep. Of different types. That's why it may not be best to. That's what I'm running into too. Is if I want to do this, which is a really high starting, I'm losing most of the comics I collected that turn. Because that's my 6 right there. And you also kind of want to look at your symbols. So you, like any card that's got a symbol that you don't get a bonus here, you might not want to keep that one, right? Because you're not going to get the extra bonus. All right, so I'll get rid of these 3. So that'll be this 3. And then I keep this one in my hand. So you can hold 2, you can keep up to 2 in your hand. So 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now again, these are going to show up because they go back into the discard deck. And then I get to increase my comics based on these. So all of mine are the important thing happening. I forget what it means. But I get 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. What color am I? Oh, we didn't assign colors. I'm usually orange. 9. Yeah, that's kind of weird. There's no color marker for yourself, so you remember what color you are. All right, so odd that he's still buying comics. She thought never in her life that she'd be buying comics and starting a comic collection.
No, never ever.
Never ever. I had a very large comic collection. Unfortunately, all my comics were number 1s. They were the most modern age comic from like the 90s. And those have no value. They printed everything into oblivion during the 90s. I probably had like one $25 comic and maybe like a 30 and a 50. And I just didn't feel like spending the time trying to get somebody on eBay to bid on those. So we just donated them all to Goodwill.
Can I just get no cards?
Yeah,
left?
you can. Yeah, if you worked it out so that you spent perfectly.
11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you just had extra. You had leftover.
So I get that one from there, no?
Oh yeah, you can get a 1 back. Which one do you want back? Strange or Capitan?
Strange because there is no ojo.
Because there's no what?
Ojo. I.
Oh, see. All right, so then move. Okay, so you get 1 for the 1, 2, 3 for the purple. I don't know what the purple symbol is again. I've already forgotten. Number 1 issues, you get 2 for number 1 issues.
No.
So
1.
2. It's based on the card value.
But you haven't moved.
I didn't do any. All mine were the purple ones. So you got 2 for that. And then the diamond, you're gonna get 6.
6?
Oh no, I'm sorry, 2. Why was I thinking those were 3 cards instead of? Because I think as you did 1, 2, and I was like 3. Yeah. Okay. So you'll want to put your comics because we'll have to build that here. So put your comics off to the side. All right. Move us to the store. So the store is simultaneous action again. So.
Loha. I don't know how to say that.
Ba-dink. Peter donated $1.50 through Super Chat. Gracias, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Obrigado. I think it is in Portuguese.
5, 6.
Obrigado.
Okay,
I think.
okay.
I don't know.
Oh, there isn't a store for the 3rd round. I was like, we don't have enough cards, but the 3rd round doesn't have a store. All right, so the store was take 1 and discard 1 and pass them around.
So I'm still going. Can I add to this? I'm sorry, I forgot.
During the assemble phase, yes. But again, you'll still need to be able to afford and pay for them.
Oh, there is Iron Man. But we don't have any.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
No, Iron Man got removed from the game.
How dare you?
I blindly grabbed in. I picked 2 and I threw them into the box. It was Iron Man and Black Panther. I cannot control what got thrown into the box. The Red Guardian for the Avengers. Avengers, Volume 1, number 43, 1967. Guardio Vermelho. Oh, so there is something in Spanish. It's the name of the title of the comic is in Spanish.
Some words are the same.
Portuguese.
Which ones?
I think it's Red Guardian probably. Vermelho is probably red for Portuguese. Yeah, see, Arachna Phantasma is a ghost spider.
See, it must be the color red.
Yeah, so this is Ghost Spider. So it's the title, Ghost Spider Carnification. It's Carnage. So yeah, some the titles are not in English.
Wait, did I give you mine? No. What?
No, that's yours. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, the discarded one. What happened to the one that was in your
Did
hand?
you give me this?
No. Take that back. You should have 4 discarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You forgot to discard one from here. That was yours. You were picking that one.
Did we already change?
Stop. That was your one from last round. This is my stack that I passed to you. This was the card you picked. Were you picking that to discard or were you picking that to keep?
To me. For me.
Okay,
Okay.
one of these you need to discard. Remember your currency might be $1.50. Yes. There's that wonderful conversion thing that has to occur. From pounds to dollars. On any given day, the dollar is worth more than the pound, or the pound is worth more than the dollar. Then we throw the euro in it, and we really get confused. Okay. So you're discarding that. All right. Now you choose again and discard one. All right. We'll get this by the time we get to the next. Oh, we don't do this again.
No? Oh, so
No.
sad.
Oh, so sad. No. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Oh, I gotta discard something. So I need at least one of each of these so I can try to score them next turn. What breed is your dog, Bella? I would love to see her. She is a Beagle Bulldog.
She's the cutest thing in the world.
She is a Beagle Bulldog. She is currently sleeping under the table.
But we can show a picture.
If I got a picture on the laptop.
Okay, choose one, discard one.
Yes, choose one, discard one. And then whatever's left, the other player gets.
How many cards are you giving me?
1.
How many cards have you selected?
3. So you should be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards.
Perfect.
Okay, so we got it figured out. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go to the auction house. So this is the first time we've done the auction. So in the auction, they are number 3 cards. There's going to be a row of 3 cards. So this is the first auction. It is an auction of these 3 wonderful comics brought to you by Marvel. So move your check mark down to the... And then this is the second auction of 4 comics. And because I ended up becoming the first player, you are now technically first player. It tells you to keep it so that way you keep track. So you get to start the bidding first. Whichever of these 2 you would like to acquire.
Paying with what I have?
No. You're paying with your secret stash money. Or your secret stash comics.
Which 2? 2 rows?
You pick. You're either bidding for this or you're bidding for this.
Okay.
You choose which one you want to bid for, and then you say, I'm bidding X number. Whatever is left, if you lose, you pay that amount of cards in terms of this. So say you bid for this, and I outbid you. then you would automatically have to take this and pay
for
1,
it.
2, 3, 4.
Oh my god. That's
Or
why I don't like gambling.
that's why you don't like gambling.
I'm so bad.
Oh wait, it's becoming Monopoly. No, it's definitely not becoming Monopoly.
So I'm gonna bid for this.
All right, so Abid is going to bid for
So
the.
you will have to pay for this. How many times am I going to bid?
We go back and forth until one of us says we don't want to bid anymore.
Oh.
I don't think we've played any bidding games, have we? No.
So I'm gonna bid 4. Does it sound right? No.
I'll bid 5.
5?
Mhm.
Do I bid 5 or you will bid?
No, I'm bidding 5. I'm outbidding.
Oh,
you.
so you're.
This is how eBay works. We're
Do we
going...
have to move that?
No, wait, that's at the end. Whoever actually wins has to pay.
Oh, so I'm gonna bid. If I bid 14, then I cannot bid.
Then the next time you would definitely lose the bidding. Remember, those are worth points. So you don't want to go too deep. It's just how much do you want? How much do you want 2 Captain Americas and a Spider-Man and a Black Widow and a Thor? Now remember, that's what hurt me on the last one. I was thinking, oh, I can use all these. And it was technically, no, I couldn't use all of them.
I'm bidding 7.
You can have it. So Audrey bid 7, so she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to pay 3.
That scares me. You said you'd stop
1, 2,
bidding,
3.
so you have a plan.
1, 2, 3. Well, it's because I can use Black Widow. I just wanted I could use the Captain America and the Spider-Man too. So. I just wasn't sure if I wanted that much on that round. All right, so that is that. So now we go on to the convention again. So we are at the convention. Hey, somebody's looking familiar. I'll send it up on my lap. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 too far. 3, 4, 5. That's the music. That's the convention music. It's playing in the convention hall. Tom and Jerry show. That's how eBay works. USA Commerce overloaded with too many Marvel cards. Yep. Well, that's the reason why the 90s Marvel comics aren't worth anything. Basically just overloaded. Everybody's got one. Only time any of the 90s comics became valuable was if it was a first appearance of somebody and then they announced a Marvel cinematic movie or show, right? So I get to go first because you went first in the last thing. What do I want? What do I want? Probably need to make a Hulk because if I don't make a Hulk, that's going to be losing lots of points. There's a Hulk. There's a Hulk. That is not helpful. No more Hulks? Oish. Thor, no. Spider-Man, there's a Thor. You're right, the first person has it rough. Because, like, where you move everything, like, almost guaranteed no matter what you move isn't going to give you what you want. And you might open it up for your opponent to get something. All right. Can I get any 3s? No, there are no 3s out there. Oh, that's kind of not good either. All right. Can I get multiple 2s? No. That's no bueno. All right. I'm going to do Thor right here. I do Thor. Ito? I love the comics. I like that it's so, because I recognize almost all of these.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I read a lot of them. Some of the older ones are a little bit not as much, but like most of the newer ones, I read them all. Okay, do turn, so you get to go twice in a row. What would happen if a U.S. celeb sign would it make any more valuable? No. People don't want to collect things that have a celebrity signature on it just because it's got their signature. Also, signatures aren't worth as much as they used to, especially like even in the comic books, because the artists and the writers and all them, they make convention circuits so much now that they're signing thousands of comics and bobbleheads and all that stuff a day, right? The only way you would be able to get a comic with a signature to be worth anything, you would have to have the comic, get it signed, get it professionally graded and authenticated, and have it come out as a 10. Then you probably make some money. We got a bobblehead of who was it? Pharaoh, the voice actress of Pharaoh on Overwatch, and she charges $50 for her signature. We've been trying, and we can't sell the Funko Pop for $50.
How did we sold it?
Nah, that one did. We sold the Mercies. We sold
That
the
was like
limited
2
edition
years
Mercies.
ago?
Yeah, and that just shows.
That was
you.
before pandemic.
Yeah, it was before pandemic when we went to a Comic-Con. Yeah.
Ay, mama.
Capitan America. Is that what
Sí.
is that your plan?
Sí, pero so this or this I mean, no, I get only those.
You get those two,
Two.
but
Or
then you get to go
those.
again. You get to go twice in a row because of snake drafts. That means you'll take both of those, and then you get to
Okay.
move another card. And do it again.
So you want to have them all, right?
You want to try to get as many twos as you can, because remember, either increase your score or use as payment. Coconut has a decent amount of flavor in it.
See?
Coconut hint? Yeah. Managing quite lucky and met a blue. I saw blue presenter. I'm guessing it was blue Power Ranger. I don't know. He deleted it. What set am I going to try? Okay, I need to complete sets.
I'm gonna go.
All right, so I can complete some sets. So I'm good there. Like I'm trying to figure out how do you get 8? So now I think the diversity still counts, like the variety bonus still counts even if it isn't 3. You just don't get the points for it only being 3.
So if I do this, I'm gonna do it. And I collect these 2 hawks.
Blue Peter Presenter. A blue... What's a blue Peter Presenter? I was thinking blue Power Ranger. I'm like, oh, well, that's one thing. I figured you were going for the Hulks.
¿Por qué?
Because they're worth the most, and you've already started a Hulk set. Oh no, you didn't. Now again, you can move more. This would have been better for you. Because now that actually scores.
It does not change.
But again, you can move it around. I mean, they don't have to be
Okay.
like that. I mean, you can move them around as long as they've got the icons before. Basically, on this final turn, you're going to move everything around to try to optimize your points. All right, what can I move where to get me the most cards? Can I get... So this would get me 2 Black Widows, but I can't get that Black Widow over. Get that Black Widow over, which gives me 3 Black Widows. Spider-Man here would get me 3 Spider-Mans. A 2. This gives me a 2, a 1, and a 2. 2, 1, 1. I think she's my best bet. She can't go outside. Has to stay inside. All right. So I'll do that and get Black Widow. All right. So all of this goes.
Awesome book collection.
We gotta shuffle that anyways. All right. So now we are assembling our collection. Oops. That was Spider-Man. All right, assembling collection. So what do I got?
And here is where we have to pay for whatever we...
Yeah, this is where you pay for
Yeah.
them. Okay. So.
Mi Captain America is expensive.
Maybe I don't need that. I don't need Hulk. So I have one of that. Don't need Doctor Strange.
Question.
Answer.
Who says question?
I say question.
Dwight.
You say question?
Dwight. Question.
Yes.
If I want to put one here of the new one,
You just pay that amount.
I pay the one of the card that I want to put in there.
Yeah, to add to the collection. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can do it.
All right, so I need my other Spider-Man because I need to complete that. So I will spend Hulk for Spider-Man. And that makes my diamond go to 1. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, 6. So I can add these. So I get 3 diamonds, 4, 5 diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds. And then I have 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I want to do anything, I have to spend it. 4 is not very valuable. Neither was Black Widow, and I did a lot of Black Widow already. Got 5 Black Widows.
So I don't want this.
Capitan America is worth more than
No,
Thor.
I need this. I need
So I think I'll do that. So 4,
I need this.
and I'll spend these 2 Thors.
And I need
So I have 1 Thor left.
this. I don't need
All right, so now Audrey has to
Pero,
choose.
question.
Blue Peter is a British TV show for kids created by BBC. Gotcha. The only thing, I've watched a couple BBC shows. Of course, the main one is Doctor Who. And I'm very glad they're putting Doctor Who on Disney Plus because I didn't have HBO. Although then again, Discovery bought HBO, so I would have had it. Actually, we're supposed to have HBO this summer as part of Discovery Plus. I'll have to check to see what the current status on that is. But yeah, we'll finally be able to catch up with Doctor Who. We got up to the 11th Doctor. Capaldi, right? He was the 11th Doctor. I think we had just started watching him. I started Audrey on the 9th. We made it up to the 11th. And then we stopped watching for some reason. Was that before? Was that when you came to visit or before you stayed?
After.
Was that after? Did we start watching something else, I guess? I think maybe Stranger Things or something.
Yeah, I think we run out of. I think so.
No, we still had at least 2 seasons of the
Or it
11th
was
Doctor
the
and all the
nasty
seasons.
things.
Wasn't only a couple episodes have tentacles.
Those.
Only every third episode has some type of tentacle monster.
Those.
Oh, I forgot to get my reward
So
points.
if I want to, for example,
And 3, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. If I want to change, like I want this one.
If you want to change,
This one for 1 here.
you don't have to change. You just add it. You can't. No,
But I have to
changing is from one to the other, and that's free. But if you want to add, then yeah, you have to pay. Mm-hmm. Matt Smith. Oh, Matt Smith,
well,
11.
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
12th
pay.
Doctor, 13th Doctor.
So,
How many doctors are we up to now?
8, 9.
What was Chica Doctor? Was she 13 or was she 14?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And now we're going back to Matt Smith again for a small period of time before we go into the new Doctor. That got spoiled for me already. I don't care about spoilers, so like for me it's like
1, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't afford anything I want.
Well, I mean, this doesn't give. I mean, she's not giving you. I mean, it's 3, but it's the thing is, it's 3 towards
But
the
I
eye,
don't
which the eye
have
doesn't.
her.
Well, yeah, okay, for your diversity bonus. Yeah, if you're trying to go for a diversity bonus, then yeah.
I don't have any of these 3, so I want to pay for them. 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, chop.
Before
Add your comics to your side. Put them in your long box. That's what it's called. All right. So, we forgot to move our check mark. We were on the assemble stage. So go ahead and move us down to the flea market stage. To the flea market. Capaldi is 12. 13th is Jody. Okay. Yeah. So now we're up to the 14th. Yeah. So I missed Jody and I missed
we
the
didn't
whole...
watch the Chica.
Yeah, we never made it to Jody. We still had at least 2 seasons of Capaldi, I think. I think he did 3 seasons. Yeah, so when we get Disney Plus, we'll be able to finally catch back up again. And then I know Jody, they did like a lot of weird things there at the end of like rewriting time and the Doctor, which is the original explanation was right. Is that all of the Gallifreyans gave him the ability to regenerate again, but now they've changed it, saying that he's not a Gallifreyan in the same sense, or the Doctor as a whole. They, I guess it's they now, because they can be the Doctor can be he or she, or actually any species technically. They've always had it be human looking, but technically can regenerate into anything, any species. So he just likes humans the most. All right. So now we are doing the flea market. So the flea market was what was it? Oh yeah. Nope, not that one.
1, 2, 3. I think I listened to that song too many times today.
All right. And then I get to go first because you went. No, hang on. I think you get to go first again. Doctor Who is the best. I do like me some Doctor Who. 2-player rules make it very complicated turn order. All right. So player B, you're player B. You get to go first.
So I am going to either put here, right?
Yeah,
2,
you
3,
draw
1? No, 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. So either draw and add's what you're going to want to do right now. Unless there's just a card that you have to have to complete a set or do something. Mas Capitan Americas.
Oosh.
Whoosh. She says whoosh. Actually was an anonymous donor who gave earlier. Kept it quiet about Audrey.
Okay.
He donated. He was the anonymous donor.
Oh.
All right.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's the Audrey emoji. Yeah. So there is a Doctor Who game that's actually supposed to be okay. I think it's Time of the Daleks. The problem is they did a reprint and they added the 13th Doctor to it. So therefore one of the expansions, like it messed up one of the expansions. So until they reprint that expansion, it's almost like I'm a completionist. I'm a get everything type of person. So for me, it's not worth it unless I can buy everything and have it all work together. Is that where we're going to put that one? Yeah, I'm good there. I've had a emote of Bella, would be cute. I think we can add one once we get to a certain subscriber count. So the number of, or not subscriber, membership. So the number of emojis we can have is based on the number of members that we get, right? I can't remember what the next milestone is to unlock another emoji. But yeah, we have to see if we can make a cartoon Bella. I really need to make a Hulk set, so I'm going to take this one. So you have to take because you can't add. No siento. How does it feel for reaching our first goal for Extra Life this year? Good. We like reaching goals.
Sí. Muy bien.
Muy bien. Yeah, we're never afraid of making some of the goals because we're gonna, like I said, we put our YouTube money towards it whenever they cut us a check. They just haven't cut us a check lately. Don't know why. All right, so now we are going to the auction website. So I get to go first at the auction website. So if you want to do 3 3s and 4 3s. Allez, shuffle.
First?
We greatly appreciate the donations, Peter.
How many
and the
3s?
support. The children greatly appreciate it. We're actually close. I don't know how close we are to our local Children's Miracle Network. I think they're down in Miami. 3 3s and then 4 3s. So we might actually finally be able to go down to our local hospital here and do stuff with them. I don't know if we'll do it this year, but maybe next year. All right, so these are the 2 lots we are bidding on. I get to bid first. I'm bidding on this lot. And I am going to bid...
This one?
All them Hulks. I'm going to bid 7.
What if I also want to bid 7? Then you can bid 8.
You would have to bid 8.
And I can't.
Yeah, you can. It just puts you at 0.
And then you bid 9 and you get it.
Probably not.
Because it's the last one.
It's last auction.
And, well, because this gives points at the end, right?
For you, I'll tell you why. If you bid 8 and you can add these to your Hulk, that's going to give you 6 for Hulk, which will give you 12 points.
But
so you'll lose. Right now, you're getting 6 points per Hulk. So basically, you're going into a deficit of 2 points if you do that. Again, that's if you can only add 3 Hulks. If you can add we still got to go to the convention. If you could add a 4th, if you could make your Hulks 8, so you can somehow add 5 Hulks, that puts you up at 24. So you basically lost 8 points to gain, what is that, 12? No.
If I bid 8?
16.
You bid 7, so I'll bid 8. Oh, but then I lose my points if you bid 9.
No. No, you don't lose anything if you lose. It's like an auction, right? You bid. If somebody outbids you, you don't lose anything. Did you add you didn't add your thingies?
No. Isn't here this round when I made it?
Yeah, when you did that. So what did you have before this round?
I had these 3.
All right, just count up everything again, I guess. It's the easiest. All right, number 1s. How many number 1s? 2, 3. All right. How many purples?
1. Just 1. 2.
So 3.
3?
Yeah, you have 3 total. 2 on that one, 1 on that one. Remember, it's the number at the bottom. How many diamonds? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it wasn't that much. Yeah, that's why you got to look at the symbol and the number combination. That's why, like, if it was
Did
a symbol,
I do it right the first time?
if it wasn't a symbol that was there, I was using that to pay for everything, even if it was a 3 or a 4.
No, then I don't know. Okay, take your hawk.
You know, okay. So I'll take that, and then that is what I say 7.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get those. So technically, here's how you think about it, right? If you don't need the cards, that gave you 4 number 3s you can use to buy or to build your collection. See, so it's still a benefit to get the larger lot
Yeah.
because you can use those to build your collection, right? All right, so final time at the convention. 2, 3. Can we get some 3s? That's only 4.
Am I losing? I don't want to lose. Am I losing? I
don't know. Your Hulk is going to get you lots of points, but you need to make that Hulk as big as possible to get the most points. And again, you want to try to get 3 to do that. I started the auction, so you start the convention. Oh no, the convention, the person who starts convention is the person who is furthest behind on the highlight track, which is you. So.
No, you.
That's a good question. Is it the combined highlight track? Score the number of highlights each player on the track. Which one has less points? You have less overall.
I have 9.
Yeah. So you get to go first. So you get to do convention.
So I have less and then I get the most difficult part.
But you get the last choice. So I guess that's why it's considered more fair. You're right. It would seem like it should be the person that's in the lead goes first because you're right. I think it should be whoever has the least, but I guess they're figuring you get the first pick at a card plus you get to have the last pick. I think 2 in a row is actually more powerful. Oh, there's our email for our t-shirt.
This one. This one has.
Yeah, that gives you either more points and or more spending. Also look at your icons. That's a better icon. All right, what was I doing? I had like tons of everything in my hand now. All right. I need to make the problem is I need to make a hole. So I think I'm going to get something I don't want just so I can make a hole. So I'm going to move Doctor Strange here so I can take these 2 Doctor Stranges. So now I've made a hole. Well, kind of made a hole. Not really. That may not have solved my problem. I still can't get the Hulk out. Get another Hulk over there though. Oh, I need more Captain America, don't I? But I have Captain in my hand. Well, it doesn't matter. There's only 1 Captain out here anyways. Well, there's 2 Captains. We do these 2. I think I'll just do Thor. Okay. Tuterno. Congrats, guys. Gracias, Peter. Call him Peter Parker. Because with great power comes great responsibility. Es tiempo final para mi amor.
I don't know. And I select these two hospitals.
Okay, okay. Figure this out, and then we build our final collection. Collection de final.
This is difícil. Difícil.
A little check mark. All right.
Difícil.
So I spent that to do this. That gives me nothing on my track. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. However, that's not going to give me any more points. I use that for Black Widow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not going to give me any more points there. So that's the other thing you want to look at now is, can you push yourself over to get to the next level? So like with Hulk, I can only do 4 Hulks, so it doesn't serve me a purpose to do 4 Hulks, right? I can use that card for something else. I say getting the diversity or something. And if you can't get any points, technically I would do these 3, right? See, these 3 make more sense because I can't get nothing from the verses, and this is 3 that I can use to buy these, right? Need the Thor to make. Oh no. So that's 1. Okay. Capitan is at 3. So having a 4th Capitan doesn't do me any good. These verses.
So if I have 5 Hulk or 7, it's gonna still give me the same amount of points.
See.
So I can just work to get 5 and then.
Yeah, technically keeping the valuable comics.
Or more or 8.
Yeah, technically keeping the valuable comics is only needed for that highlights score track, right? Otherwise, the valuable comics, like anytime that I used 3, it was because I could get the benefit from the highlight track. And I can't get the benefit from the highlight track on a 3, I'm using it to buy my other cards, right? So let me bring this one back for a minute. Okay. So I need this. So 3, 6. All right. So this will pay for Hulk. All right. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5. Gosh, can't do everything I want to do. Do I have a cheaper Hulk? No, I bought all the high 3 Hulks. I was buying 3 Hulks, and they don't have the icons I need. So it's like, doesn't do any good. I don't have 2 number 2s of anything. Oh, I messed myself up a little bit. All right, so going to Captain America number 3 gives me 5 points. This would only give me 3 points. And I guess I could do Miss Marvel because at least that gives me points. It may not increase this, but I at least get points. So if I do this one, that pays for Hulk. And that's enough to pay for these 2. Okay. Not what I want to do, but that's, I think, the best I can do. All right, so another Black Widow gets me 2 on the diamond. 1, 2. Captain America does not get me anything. And then Hulk gets me...
Why do we need all this?
3 on the purple.
So with 2 that's not good.
3. Gives me 3 on the number 1 track. And versus doesn't do anything. These tracks is because it's whoever's highest gets more points. You're not getting the points based on the track number. You're getting points based on your position on the track. So trying to catch me on the purple is going to be next to impossible, but you can, like number ones, you can take me out on number ones. So like with Black Widow, I added this Black Widow to my collection because it had a diamond and I couldn't do anything with any of the rest of my cards.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna buy, and this is how I'm going to pay. See?
See? See?
And I get 1 point that is wasted.
Yeah. I had the same thing. I had point.
And then put it together.
All right, so hang on. What do you get for? Well, no, that's fine. So put that for versus. So that gets you nothing.
Nothing.
Hulk gets you 3 on the diamond.
Diamonds.
1, 2, 3. Hulk gets you 1 for number 1. So that actually ties you with me.
Oh, I did it wrong. Oh.
It would be.
I can choose where. So this one.
Well, no, I mean 4 doesn't get you any more points. You rather leave it on the Hulk.
But then
I don't know.
6 would not give me any more points. I don't remember what it was gonna do.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And Capitan America gives you how many?
2
2?
numero 1.
2. Doctor Strange gives you an eyeball, and eyeballs don't do nothing.
It
gives you your set. Okay. So now we go through scoring. So first is de mano das colecciones. Coleccios. The diversity in your collection, or your heroes in your collection.
The size of the collection.
Oh, okay. Size of the collection. Size of collection. All right. So.
Because tamaño is tamaño in Spanish.
So I have for Hulk, I have 3, so I get 6. 6 plus 5 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ocho. All right. And for Hulk is 12.
Is this point?
No, it's the
I have
cards.
6. So yeah, 12.
12 plus Spider-Man is 5 plus Thor is nothing. Doctor Strange is 4 plus
Capitán América.
Capitán America is 5. All right. Next is variety of collections. So you have 1,
3, 4,
2,
5, 6. Have a more.
So you have 6. So that is 20 for Adri. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 10. Wow, that's a huge difference. Acervo. So that is our leftover stash. So I have 5. Adri has 4. Primero track. So Adri's ahead there. So she gets 15. I get 8. And then I'm ahead on the other 2. So Adri gets 8. Get 15. All right. Calculatorio. That is incorrecto.
Sí.
That is not correct.
Maybe that's how it sounds in Portuguese. I don't know.
No sé.
Calculadora.
12 plus 5, plus 4, plus 5, plus 20, 4, 15, ocho, ocho.
81.
Oh, it's a grande number. Right? 6, 5, 5, 8, 10, 5, 8, 15, 15.
77.
Oh, Audrey wins. Audrey won with 77. Audrey wins. Audrey gets to keep her medal. Audrey wins. Audrey keeps her extra life medal para otro día. So we're going to go ahead and flip over and give our first impressions. There we go. So the first thing are the components, minus them not being in English. What did you think of the components?
I think the cards are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recognize. I mean, I was actually going to ask if all of the
Yes.
pictures were real.
And that's
Was it
really
real in
nice.
the other
These
game?
are no, a lot of your other games they make art for the game or they take art out of different comics. In the game we played the other day,
that one.
the Comic Age, no, that was all made up art. No, I do.
So
I
that
like
is
the
really
art on
nice.
these. The card stock, I don't. It's just weird. They're kind of stiff cards, so
Yeah.
they're really hard to shuffle. They're not linen finish or anything like that, but I don't know. That's more of like a U.S.
So you have to
Kickstarter
shuffle a
type
lot. You
thing.
did the shuffling, so
Yeah, I just did an overhand shovel most of the time. I mean, they're thick cards, so I don't know how much they would tear up. I do know that one card has like a blemish on it already, so we might need to sleeve this. The little tokens serve their purpose. There wasn't anything that said like what color each player was, so you just have to remember what color you are. That's more of a nuisance. And then the other thing was that there wasn't really a player aid that explained everything. But other than that, the game is mostly language independent. I mean, that's the reason we were
I
able
like
to get
that everything is in one board.
in
Even
one board.
the
Okay, your tracks,
yeah,
your turn order.
and it has a good size. It has coffee in it.
Has coffee on it. He says the coffee is a plus no matter what. But yeah, so even though it was in Portuguese, we were still able to play the game, right?
It's
Technically, the only thing that we have in
Spanish
English
independent,
is the rule book, and then I scan the board and then change the itinerary so we'd know what round we were on. The aid over on the left side has the letters, so I didn't mess with that. And most of the other stuff, I mean, kind of makes sense once you know what they
but
do.
it has like the
Picture, yeah,
picture
what you
of
should
kind
do.
of like what you
Yeah, so that is your player aid. What I mean is there wasn't a player aid that said, okay, on a convention, you do this first, then you can choose to do this, or vice versa. I think the one that does that the most is the flea market, the Sebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sebo, it says the icon up there doesn't really make sense what you're doing, but you can basically add a card or draw a card. It's kind of hard to show that
As
without
long as
having it
one
written.
person knows what it has to be done,
Yeah. Then you're
everybody
fine.
can play.
The next thing is the mechanics. Now, there were a lot of mechanics going in on this game. There were tracks. There were set collection is the main mechanic, right? You're trying to collect sets of things. But then there was the open drafting. There was that little slide puzzle thing. So there was lots of things going on in this one.
I love that.
Audrey likes more things to do. The more, the merrier. No, I like everything. I think everything works. The only thing we did question was in a two-player game, the person that's losing the highlight track gets to go first. But in a two-player game, the convention is very restricted. Like being able to move cards is very limited.
So being first.
On the first, yeah. So it's kind of weird. I'd imagine they've done a lot of play testing and balancing, and they found out that was better because you get first pick, and then you technically get the best last pick because you would have more room to move those final cards to where you want them, maybe. Anything else in mechanics? You like, didn't like?
I like everything. I mean, I got, what is it? Analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis, definitely analysis paralysis.
A lot of it, but
yeah, and I think it's neat that we went completely different paths.
yeah.
Like Audrey went for trying to get the variety and Hulk. That's all she did. She did Variety and Hawk. Like, she didn't do anything on the highlight track. I was trying to make sure I matched up the highlight track, but unfortunately, my biggest set was the worst. And I didn't even, like, somehow I didn't realize that when I built this set. Because when I built this set the first time, this is how I built it. I built it with all the 3s, which got me really high on the highlight track, but I didn't get to make any other sets. So I think that's really neat that even though we went completely different ways, the difference was only 4 points, right?
Yeah.
The difference was if I would have made one more small collection, which I was trying to do, that would have put me 5 more additional points. I would have won. If I could have made one more collection, I would have gotten 5 points and would have beaten you by 1. So I think that's neat how we went completely different ways and we still came really close on the score.
That's nice.
Next is the difficulty.
Hey, no, I don't think it's difficult. It was difficult when you were explaining.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounded like a lot of things. I mean,
because you can't set it all up because each.
But until I don't do it, I don't learn.
Yeah. Well, it's very difficult in terms of the teach and the explanation, because each place you visit on your itinerary is different in the way that it functions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically teaching multiple, again, mechanics, multiple types and styles of games each round.
Right.
Or not even each round, each phase.
Each
right?
step on.
Yeah. So that's where the difficulty comes in. But once you've played each one of those once, I think
Then
you're fine.
you
know what to do, and you pick up the cards correctly. Fun at 2. Do you think the modifications make it work at 2?
I think it was perfect at 2.
Yeah.
So
the only thing different at the higher player counts, instead of drawing 7 in drafting, you draw 4 in drafting. You don't discard 1. You just keep passing around.
Okay.
The markets get a little bit bigger, so you have more options there. And then the turn order changes after each certain rounds. The turn order changes. Basically, whoever's first player gives the first player token to somebody else. I honestly don't even know how that would technically keep things fair, right?
Yeah.
Like,
To anybody?
they choose who they're going to give the first player token to. So I could see that running into issues. I don't know, because we've not played at that player count. We also don't know enough about the strategy to be able to say, oh, well, if you give it to this person, they're guaranteed to lose, or if you give it to this person, they're guaranteed to help me out. Like, we don't know that much of the strategy, so I couldn't even tell you if that's a detriment or not. But no, I think it works good at 2 players. The only thing that might be a little bit limiting in 2 players is the auction. Because with the auction, without the auction, you don't have other people bidding against you. It was kind of like, I bid, you bid a little bit more that you feel comfortable in, and I back out, or vice versa, right? And you just take the consolation prize. So that's probably more dynamic and more fun. Most bidding games are more fun with more people.
Yeah.
All right, last thing is the theme. So the theme falls into 2 categories. One is the theme, basically what is pasted on the outside of the box. And then the other is, do you feel like you are doing what they tell you you're going to do in the game?
So the Marvel game, I like it.
So Marvel's a good theme.
Shame on you, you didn't put Iron Man.
Shame on me, I did not put Iron Man. Next time we play, so you get Iron Man. We'll just make sure we take out 2
No,
different
but
people.
Hokito was the most valuable.
Hokito is her most valuable. That actually was ironic that worked out that way.
No, I really liked the Marvel theme. And
the comic collecting theme.
The general theme, what you see on the box, you said.
The theme of the theme of the game. Okay, did you feel the theme and did you like the theme? Yeah.
So I like the theme. The comics part, because it is Marvel, then I like it. I am not into comics. I really like that you said that you recognized most of them. So that is really interesting. I mean, that made me feel like there was a lot of effort on making this game.
Yeah.
And I like that part too. It's just interesting. It is doing something related to Marvel that is, it's just different. So it's collecting comics. So
if this was collecting stamps,
Marvel stamps?
No, just stamps.
it would not be, I think, as special.
As special.
Yeah.
As interesting. But did it make you feel like you were collecting comics
Well,
by trading them? Because that's really what we were supposed
yes,
to be doing.
I know.
We're trading the comics to get better comics, right? Like we were trading, I need to trade these 3 comics from my hand to be able to afford this one comic because it's more expensive. I need to train my Captain America #1 to get my Hulk.
At the beginning when you said the trading, I thought we were going to trade.
Oh, gotcha.
So like, I don't have this comic, so I give you this and you give me that. I thought that is, when you first mentioned the trading, that's what I thought it was going to be. So here is me buying or me changing myself what I need. So because I have the icons, actually that is what I paid attention to. That is actually, regardless this section of the card, I can just focus on collecting the icons and I will be doing the same.
But at the same time though, if your #1 issues are usually going to be more valuable because it's the first appearance of somebody or something. So for example, my first appearance of the Avengers is a 3 card.
That's what I say. That's why I say, like, because the comics are related to Marvel and because it is comics and it is just something else. It is just not the character, it's the comics of the what is Marvel? The universe. So that makes it more interesting. Yeah. So again, collecting only the stamps would not. It would be still. I would like it. But I think that the game was more special because
did the mechanics make you feel like you were trading comics?
Not as much, because again, trading for me is like
with other people,
with another person,
not with the market.
Not with the market. So again, I felt it was just collecting characters.
You were just doing normal set collection.
Kind of.
It was just, here's a set of cards. I'm just going to collect this set.
Yes, because if you think about it, I didn't really focus on this part.
Yeah, well, and I think that's part of the difference of like why, like, Audrey likes Euro games. She likes tracks. She likes action. She likes to do things, whereas I like more story and sometimes can see theme, like and picture the thing. Like I tell you, when I was throwing all the comics down and I'm like sorting through them, it makes you think of, I have all these comics and I'm sorting through them so I can be like, which ones do I want to keep, which ones I want to get rid of. And that's the same with anybody that collects anything. You collect stamps, you collect books, you collect, I don't know, pieces of yarn. I don't know. You're gonna throw them all out on the floor at some point, and you're gonna organize them and you're gonna put them out and try to. So I saw that the comic, the way they did the convention, makes you feel like a convention floor. You're trying to walk around the convention floor. That's why they did it that way. The eBay auctioning, that's auctioning. It just felt like auctioning. The stash thing kind of worked and didn't work because it was just a bunch of tickets, which I guess is like, okay, these are your tickets you're using to bid. So that was probably the least thematic of all the things we did. The flea market also didn't quite make sense because like we were drawing comics and adding them to piles. So that one wasn't either. But no, when you're building the sets, that felt thematic to me.
No, if you see this, yeah, of course. Yeah,
the store, again, I get the locations, and the locations are thematic, but like the store isn't. The store to me would be like, you have money and you set out a market and you buy directly from the market. So I think like you were saying, like we weren't trading with each other. We weren't buying with money to get the cards.
Well, we did trade at the very beginning when you get
with the store.
That's the
So I guess the store instead. I guess the store is I brought my 7 comics. Audrey brought her 7 comics, and we're trading back and forth. So yeah, I guess if we want to say it that way, instead of we're going to the store to buy comics, we're going to the store to trade comics. I guess that works. But there we go. That is Comic Hunters. I would love to tell you guys you could buy it, but unfortunately, it's only available in Brazil. There is one website that seems to offer it, and it is a lot of money with shipping. If it wasn't for the fact that we were going to make content for it and I didn't get the other game, I probably would never own this either. Now, there is rumor that there will be a Comic Hunters coming to the US market. There is no guarantee it will have the Marvel IP on it. I think they're working with Bucaneiros to get the design or the mechanics and the design of the game. but it may just have generic comic book art. So that's something else to say. If this game had generic comic book art, would you be interested? Probably not. No, I know, and I knew that, and that's the reason I searched for, and I went to get this copy, because I knew that even if this game was great, which a lot of people are saying it's great, I really liked it.
I loved it.
Right? If it didn't have the Marvel theme, I knew Oddity wouldn't like it probably as much. Now, that's probably being a little bit shallow saying that it's a possibility the mechanics alone would have won
Probably,
you over.
yeah.
Right? But the Marvel theme helps drive that home. So, hopefully we do get to see this in the US. Hopefully it does have the Marvel theme. Or if it doesn't have the Marvel theme, maybe DC will be like, hey, they'll raise their hand. Or IDW. I like IDW comics. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Transformers. I like all them as well. Or even some indie comic publisher like Dark Horse or, Image. Any of those. I'm good with any of them. I think I would like any of those things. Oddity, on the other hand, we'd have to see. But if they want to watch more gameplay content like this, what do they need to do?
Donate to Extra Life.
Yes, in order to watch more content, you need to donate to Extra Life. See, now I've got to change my portion. Yeah, it doesn't work as well. Okay.
Yes.
But yes, we would like you guys to donate to the Extra Life. Link is down below.
Subscribe, activate notifications, follow us on social media.
Yeah, all that stuff. I was behind. I was counting. I was like, are we in 3 or are we in 4? I don't remember. Anyway, guys, until next time.
Adios.
Peace.